We're here and we're talking about parenting myths. We are debunking my top 5, which I'm sure some of them are in your list of things that you have heard, done, experienced, been around, just feels like it's in the air. Things around parenting that just are not true. Yet they feel true. People talk like they're true, but they're not true. They're not. And I want to make sure you know this because I know this and it shouldn't be a secret. So, number 1, parenting myth debunked. You should know how to parent. You should know it's natural, it's organic. You should just know how to do it. No, you shouldn't. No, you shouldn't. Why should you? We learn to take care of our physical health from doctors, from personal trainers, in elementary school because our teachers taught us what are good, healthy foods. We don't just naturally know what to eat. I would eat chocolate all day if that was the case. Yet, we think we should naturally know how to raise another person. I sometimes don't know how to raise myself, let alone somebody else. So, no, you shouldn't just naturally know. And if you should naturally know, some of us are just gifted in certain things. There's still going to be areas where you need help. Think about it. If somebody has had a career for 20 years and then they go to a new company, same idea, same career path, new company, what happens? What's the first thing that happens? They get training. They get on the job training for the job that they know how to do because it's in a new place. So when you have a new kid, when you move, when something changes, it's the beginning of a new school year. When something is new, you might need a little help. Now, let me be very clear. There are certain things that you as a parent know about your kids, know what's right. There's an intuition, there's a feeling. Yes, there are certain things that you naturally know about your family, about how to parent. Absolutely. And I am not taking away from that. But this idea that you know how to parent, you should know how to do it, you shouldn't ask for help. It's a very similar stigma that we have around mental health. You should just know how to be happy. You should just know how to deal with that. No, sometimes we need help. In the world of parenting, the flavor of who you are match with the flavor of who your kid is, match with the flavor of whoever else is in your family, maybe other kids, maybe other grown-ups, in the flavor of where you live, in the flavor of what's happening in the place that you're living, all makes it really unique. And so, no, you don't know just how to navigate all of those variables organically and naturally. Asking for help with parenting makes a lot of sense. It's natural, it's normal, it's part of why we ask for help with everything. It also makes me think of religious leaders. They go and study how to connect. They don't just know. We don't just know things. We need to learn things. Parenting is no different than everything else. So ask for help if you need it. Okay, parenting myth number 2. I got to check my list to make sure I go in the right order. There is not one right way to parent. There's this idea sometimes out there that a particular expert, a particular book, a particular way that another parent did it is the right way. Work for them should work for me. Why didn't it work for my family? And then you feel broken. Nope. One expert says this is the way to navigate kids always for potty training, for bedtime, for getting up in the morning, for mealtime, whatever it is. Unless it is a one-on-one session talking to you individually and they problem solve that, maybe they're not right. I do one-on-one sessions with families all the time. My team does one-on-one sessions with families all the time. And sometimes we need to try more than one thing because there's not one right answer. So read the books and watch the videos and take the online courses. And if it works for you and it feels good to you, run with it. If it doesn't, let it go and know that that is not the right tool, strategy, concept, perspective for your family. Just like there's no right way to parent, is sort of like the same idea that there is no way that you should just know how to do it. Too many variables, too many different things. And your kiddo might just need something different than what is being prescribed universally. We're humans. We're complex. We're unique. We're individuals. So, no one right way to do it. And I have worked with thousands of families and thousands of kids and parents. There is not one right way. Not true. Okay. Number 3, you should be able to do it all, side note, without big feelings. So there are 2 pieces here, right? 3 has an A and a B. You should be able to do it all. And when I think about this myth, I think about working moms, which, side note, I recently saw on Instagram a clip of like, why are working moms called working moms and working dads are just called dads, which I got to say made a lot of sense to me. But the point here is you can't do it all. Moms sometimes have a full-time job outside of the house, a full-time parenting gig because they try to do it all. They try to be a friend. They volunteer at the PTA. And then somewhere in the small back corner, they also have to take care of themselves. It doesn't work. You can't do everything. You can do a lot of things. You can do many things. You can juggle so many things. It's mind-blowing, but you can't do it all. And so taking some time to stop and think and say, what are my priorities? What are the things that are really important to me that I want to make sure I take care of? That might be that you need to take care of yourself a little more than you've given yourself permission, but by taking care of yourself, you can do more for others. It might mean making adjustments and you not doing it all, but you leaning on other grown-ups, whether that's a co-parent or a partner, whether that is family members or friends, whether that's someone you hire. You might need to trust other people to do some of the things or ask them to do things they're not used to doing. You can't do it all. Now, 3B, you can't do it all without big feelings. There is this story that parents should not show their children emotions. That if they see that you're sad, it's going to make them sad. Or if they see that you're angry, it's going to make them angry. Well, A, you already do that. Your kids see your emotions, whether you are trying to or not. So let's do it on purpose. Let's let them know that when bad things happen in the world, you get upset about it. Now, the asterisk here is that you don't want to lose your mind, right? If you are in a place that you're going to have a full-on meltdown about something, go do that in private because we don't want to scare our kids. We don't want them to feel like they have to take care of us. But them seeing you cry, you laugh, them giving you a hug when you really need one, them knowing that you had a bad day and you talking about what was hard and how you're going to make yourself better. That's how they learn emotional intelligence. That's how you get to feel like a whole person because there are hard days. And enrolling your kids in that saying, oh, I'm not feeling really great. I have a little bit of headache. My allergies are really getting to me. Can you help me by being an extra great listener? Because I'm worried that I won't have the patience because I don't feel great. Well, A, that teaches your kid emotional intelligence and to communicate. B, it makes your morning a little bit easier because you told them they need their help and they're more likely to do it. And 3, it allows them to see what it looks like to be in relationship. And the chances of you yelling at your kid then are less because you told them you don't have a lot of patience today. So you gave them fair warning of what your system is doing rather than just trying to hold it all together, trying to do it all, keeping your feelings in, and then you end up yelling at your kid. That's not a great plan. So myth number 3 that is now busted is that you have to do it all and you have to do it all without feeling. You with me? You with me? You with me? Okay, I hope so. 4, that you have to parent the same way as your partner. If you are co-parenting, if you are in a relationship where there are 2 parents and your kids, however many they are, there is this idea out there in the world that you have to do it the same way. You have to do the same thing. No, you don't. You don't dress the same. You probably don't eat all the same foods. You don't always like all the same music. Why should everything you do parenting-wise be the same? It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. So You don't have to parent the same way as your partner, as the co-parent. Now, what I would recommend is that what you do is make sure you're in alignment on the big ideas, and then how you execute them can be individualized and personalized based on your relationship with your child, who you are. You know me, I love a good happy dance. Maybe that's not your flavor. That's okay. I can do my happy dance. You can do your positive yelling. We can do different things, but both celebrate our kid. Okay? Doesn't have to be the same. So, what does that look like practically? I think about bedtime. Big picture, you agree on when is bedtime. Bedtime is going to be 8 p.m. You agree because that works based on your kid's age and their sleep needs and everything else going on. That works. Big picture, 8 p.m. is our kids' bedtime. Sometimes you put them to bed and you do one routine because that's what works and feels good to you, ending at 8 so that they're going to sleep. And then your partner does a different routine with them, ending at 8 so that's when they go to sleep. Your kiddo will differentiate between whose bedtime routine they're doing based on which parent is there. And as long as you're clear that this is my bedtime routine, this is your bedtime routine, all is well. You don't have to do the exact same thing as the other parent. Okay. And number 5, our 5th myth that we are busting today, feels like a newer one to me, but I am coming up against it a lot and it breaks my heart and it makes me really sad. And so I want to make sure that you know that this is not true. Some of these others you might have known were not true, but was still stuck in the back of your head unconsciously. This one, I'm finding more and more parents that are going, what, really? What, that's not how it works? So I want to make sure you know this. If your kiddo is struggling, if they are suffering, especially around mental health stuff, but do not want help for themselves, right? They were not willing to go to a therapist. They don't want to do the tools. They're not going to take a deep breath. If your kiddo is struggling, just because they won't take help doesn't mean there isn't help. So my whole practice, my entire company, what we do is parent training. I don't work a ton directly with kids. They're part of our home visits for sure, and we engage with them, but I train the parents. I train you so that you can go put the tools in place with your kiddo each and every day. So if your kiddo's not willing to go to a therapist, okay. Okay. Don't push them because that's not going to make it any better. Don't fight about it because you know you're not going to win that conversation. But you go get help. You reach out to someone who can give you the tools to help put in place to support your child. How do you have conversations about possibilities? How do you talk to them about their anxiety without exacerbating it? How do you encourage them to get out of bed if they're navigating depression? How do you support them doing homework if they're having learning challenges? How do you put in place the support so that they can thrive? Totally doable. I do it every day. But if you don't know that's possible, you don't even know to reach out. You don't know to ask. So let me be real clear. If your child is struggling and not open and available to help for themselves, you get help, model for them what getting help looks like, and then you learn the tools to put in place for them. I don't have any fairy dust. I don't have any magical pills that I can help you, that I can give your kid that you're not allowed to talk about. My magic fairy dust, I will hand you and you will go put it in place at home every day. That's how it can work. And it does amazing things because not only does it help your child get the tools they need, but it heals the relationship across the board. Pretty amazing. Okay, so those are our 5 myths. Are you ready? There is no one. Oh, nope, I did that backwards. 5 myths that we're debunking. Oh my gosh, going out of order. 1, that you should automatically, naturally, organically know how to parent. Nope. 2, that there is a right way to parent. Nope. That you need to do it all without big emotions. Nope. That you need to do the same thing as your partner or co-parent. Nope. And that you need to get your kid help. And if they're not willing to get help, you're out of luck. Not true. Nope. So of these 5 myths, I want to know from you in the comments, what was your biggest aha? Which myth were you like, oh, I needed to hear that today? Which created that impact from you that just kind of shook you a little bit and you went, okay, I can be a better parent now because of it. Sometimes we have thoughts in the back of our head that limit us, that are a limiting belief that keep us from doing the amazing things that we know we can do. And I want you to go be the most amazing parent you can be. So if we unshook some of those unconscious limiting beliefs from you today, yes. If I taught you something new today, yes. And if there's something else that you want to know, let me know, put it in the comments or send me a message because I am doing these Wednesday wisdoms every week. And I want to make sure that you are getting the answers you need to be the most amazing parent you can be because it only gets better. Well, it doesn't only, sometimes it goes in other directions, but it can keep getting better and better. And that is what I want to be here to do, to support you. So subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you learned today and let me know what questions you have that I can answer for you next week or the week after, the week after, the week after. And remember, blue skies are ahead and we're going to get there together. Bye.